What's up, the John Squad? This is John Pillini here, your YouTube World Heavyweight Champion here on YouTube, and I'm coming to my WWE Monday Night Raw review for May 27th, 2019. So let's do the Shally John Squad. So we kicked off WWE Monday Night Raw with Kofi Kingston, and he talks about last week on SmackDown that when Kevin Owens injured Big E's knee and that Dolph Ziggler attacked him, and he's still standing here. And then he talks about how Mr. Money in the Bank, that Brock Lesnar is going to choose his opponent by who he's cashing in on. So then he calls up Brock Lesnar, but instead he gets Seth Rollins. So then Seth Rollins comes out and Seth talks to Kofi, and he wants to find out who Brock Lesnar is cashing in on. So Seth Rollins calls out Brock Lesnar, so Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out, and Brock Lesnar's like beatboxing and with the briefcase and stuff, and all different types of musics and stuff, and so then Paul Heyman, so then Seth Rollins starts to say like who's he gonna cash in on. So then Seth Rollins walks away and just leaves, and then Paul Heyman tells everyone like this: we were going to tell who we were going to cash in on, but that's not going to happen at all because Seth Rollins had to go ruin the Brock party because he just left the ring, and that's why. So you could blame it on him. So then Kofi Kingston is left in the ring, and next you know is that Dolph Ziggler attacks him from behind, and then Xavier Woods makes a save. Then we go to commercial break. Then commercial break comes back on, and then Xavier Woods and Dolph Ziggler are still brawling with each other. Then next you know is that Dolph Ziggler beats up on Xavier Woods still. Then Kofi Kingston comes out and makes a save, and then Dolph Ziggler cuts a promo to Kofi Kingston, and that's what happens in that segment. Then the first match we had on Raw was Shane McMahon versus Roman Reigns' cousin Lance Ano, and the winner was Shane McMahon. But during the match, before the match even started, Drew McIntyre pulls him out of the ring and beats up on Lance. So then, after the match, Shane McMahon beats up on Lance and with Drew McIntyre, and then Roman Reigns comes out and makes the save, and Superman punches Drew McIntyre. Then he Superman punches Shane McMahon, and that's what happens there to end that segment with Roman Reigns and Lance standing tall. So then we had was Brock Lesnar comes out with Paul Heyman, and they talk, and Heyman says that they were going to announce who they were going to cash in on. So then Seth Rollins comes out and tells him that who are you going to cash in on? That's what he wants to know. So then Paul Heyman reads to John Cone, the referee. He tells him to that Brock Lesnar has an year to cash in on whoever he wants, and that he has until 2020 to cash in for a year. So then Brock Lesnar tells Seth Rollins that I have a whole year, so you just have to wait. So that's what he tells him. Technically, Brock Lesnar leaves the ring and just tells Rollins to, just tells Rollins a word that I'm not going to say, so that's what happens there. So then R-Truth comes running out with the 24/7 belt, and everybody's just chasing Carmella and R-Truth just to get the 24/7 belt. So then the second match we had on Raw was Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross versus the Iconics, and the winners was Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross. After the match, Lacey Evans comes out and just struts away down to the ramp and down to the back. Then the third match we had on Raw was Ricochet versus Cesaro, and the winner was Ricochet. Then the next match we had on Raw was a Fatal 4-Way Elimination match to determine who faces Seth Rollins at Saudi Arabia at WWE Super Showdown for a Universal Championship title match. We had was Braun Strowman versus The Miz versus Bobby Lashley versus Baron Corbin, and the winner was Baron Corbin. He wins the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match because Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley just brawled each other away down to each other through the crowd and all the way through the crowd and to the back, and that's what happens there. And Baron Corbin pins The Miz, and that's what happens there. But AJ Styles was supposed to compete, but he's unfortunately injured. So then next week on Raw, Rey Mysterio has to give up the United States title because he has a separated shoulder, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. We have to wait and find out, so that's why. So then R-Truth comes to the Usos Memorial Day barbecue, and then they all have a brawl and and R-Truth almost gets pinned, but R-Truth keeps kicking out, and then R-Truth runs away finally and gets away, and don't forget the 24/7 is on the line for a good amount of time until R-Truth finally loses, so R-Truth is still the 24/7 champion, and that's what happens there. So we had a segment on Raw with the first ever electric chair with Sami Zayn and Corey Graves, and the fans got to ask Sami Zayn some questions, and one of the fans asked Sami Zayn, when is your retirement? And Sami Zayn asked Eric that question. One of the fans, Eric, that question. And then they asked Izzy a question about do you miss the ginger snaps on Mixed Match Challengers? That was referring to Becky Lynch, and so Sami Zayn replied to that one. Then another fan asked Sami Zayn a question about him getting beat up by Braun Strowman, and Sami Zayn replies back to that fan that he can go beat up on that fan, but you will just sue me and stuff. So then another fan asked him about being in the Universal title picture. So Sami Zayn talks about Seth Rollins, says, I'm surprised none of you asked me about AEW. That's what the fans talked about. That's what Sami Zayn tells the fans. So Seth Rollins comes down, and that's the main event we had on Raw was Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn, and the winner was Seth Rollins, and he stands tall. Looks like Seth Rollins hurt his knee, but he should be okay because he hurt his knee when he landed awkwardly on the suicide dive, but he should be okay, Seth Rollins. He did stand tall after the match, but he should be just okay. So, once again, the John Squad, please like this video to wish Seth Rollins good luck. Leave your comments down below, and subscribe for more. You're the best of John Squad. You're one of a kind. I love each and every single one of you all that love my videos. Don't forget to tap that bell on YouTube app so you never miss an upload on my videos when I do upload, and subscribe for more. You're all the best of John Squad. You're one of a kind. I love each and every single one of you all. Peace out, the John Squad. And when you subscribe, you become a champion here on this channel.